There are moments in life when attraction doesn't shout, it whispers. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it completely. Because when a woman secretly craves you, she rarely says it directly. She hides it behind casual words, playful glances, and small behaviors that seem meaningless on the surface. But underneath, they carry a powerful emotional signal. Most men miss these signals. They assume attraction always looks obvious: loud laughter, constant texting, bold flirting. But real desire, the kind that pulls someone toward you like gravity, often lives in the quiet details. And once you learn to see those details, you begin to notice something fascinating. You realize she's been revealing her feelings the entire time. Welcome to Female Code Unlocked, the place where we decode the hidden psychology behind attraction, emotions, and the silent signals women give when words aren't enough. If you want to truly understand the female mind and never miss these subtle moments again, make sure you subscribe and join our growing community. Now, let's begin. Imagine this situation. You're talking to her in a normal conversation. Nothing dramatic. Just a simple moment between two people. But suddenly you notice something strange. Her eyes stay on you a little longer than necessary. Not in an obvious way, not like she's trying to seduce you. But there's a softness in her gaze. A quiet focus that feels different. It's the kind of look that makes you feel like, for those few seconds, the rest of the room disappears. This is the first hidden sign she secretly craves you. She studies you when she thinks you're not noticing. Psychologically, attraction triggers a deep curiosity. When someone fascinates us emotionally, our brain naturally wants to observe them more closely. Not just what they say, but how they move, how they react, how they exist in the world. So she watches you. Maybe when you're laughing with friends. Maybe when you're focused on something. Maybe when you look away. And the moment your eyes meet hers, she quickly looks away, pretending nothing happened. It's subtle, but it reveals something powerful. Because when a woman secretly desires you, you become interesting to her in ways she can't fully explain. And curiosity is often the first doorway to deeper attraction. Now here's the second hidden sign most men completely overlook. She finds small excuses to stay near you. Think about this carefully. She doesn't always start the conversation. She doesn't always flirt openly. But somehow, she's around. You notice her sitting closer when there are plenty of other seats available. You notice her walking over during group conversations. You notice she appears in spaces where she technically didn't need to be. This isn't random. Human psychology follows emotional gravity. When someone makes us feel excited or intrigued, we unconsciously move closer to them. It's not always intentional. Sometimes she doesn't even realize she's doing it. But her subconscious mind is guiding her toward the person who triggers that emotional spark. And that person might be you. Now here's where things become even more interesting. The third hidden sign appears during conversation. When a woman secretly craves you, your words begin to carry a different emotional weight for her. You might say something simple, a joke, an observation, even a random comment. But she reacts as if the moment means more. She laughs a little harder. She listens a little more closely. She asks follow-up questions that show she's genuinely invested in what you're saying. Why? Because attraction heightens attention. When someone emotionally matters to us, our brain automatically prioritizes their voice. Out of dozens of conversations happening around her, yours becomes the one she cares about the most. And this creates a subtle shift in energy. You'll notice it in the way she leans slightly closer when you speak. The way her expression softens when you share something personal. The way the conversation between you two starts to feel different, more focused, more magnetic. Almost like there's an invisible thread pulling your attention toward each other. But the most fascinating part of female psychology is this. The stronger her feelings become, the more carefully she may try to hide them. Which leads to the next sign, one that reveals even deeper emotional tension. There's a strange paradox in human attraction. The more someone wants you, the more they sometimes try to hide it. And this brings us to the fourth hidden sign: she secretly craves you. She becomes slightly nervous around you. Not the uncomfortable kind of nervousness that comes from fear, but the subtle, almost charming kind that appears when someone suddenly becomes very aware of your presence. Maybe her voice changes when she talks to you. Maybe she plays with her hair without realizing it. Maybe she adjusts her clothes, touches her necklace, or fidgets with something in her hands. These small gestures are not random. They are emotional leaks. Psychologically, when a woman feels a strong attraction, her brain becomes hyper-aware of how she appears to you. Her body responds with tiny movements, unconscious attempts to manage the tension between desire and composure. She wants to appear calm, but her body quietly betrays her. You might notice her words becoming slightly quicker or softer. You might see her smile appear suddenly, even when nothing particularly funny was said. These moments reveal something important. Your presence affects her. And when someone secretly craves you, your attention becomes emotionally powerful to them. But here's where things become even more interesting. The fifth hidden sign is something many men misinterpret completely. She teases you. Not aggressively. Not in a way meant to hurt you, but in a playful, slightly mischievous way. She might challenge something you said. She might joke about you. She might give you a sarcastic smile and say something like, "You really think that works?" On the surface, it can look like she's pushing you away. But psychologically, teasing is often a form of flirtation. Why? Because teasing creates emotional tension. It creates interaction. It gives her a safe way to engage with you without revealing her feelings directly. Instead of saying, "I like you," she creates playful friction. A little push, a little pull. And this dynamic is powerful because it creates chemistry. You begin reacting to her. She reacts to you. The conversation develops a rhythm. A subtle game forms between the two of you. And inside that game, attraction quietly grows. Now here's the sixth hidden sign, one that often reveals deeper emotional investment. She remembers small things about you. Think about that for a moment. You might casually mention something in conversation. Your favorite food, a hobby, a random story from your past. Days or even weeks later, she brings it up again. "Didn't you say you love that movie? I remember you mentioned you play guitar. Isn't this the place you were talking about?" Most people forget small details about casual acquaintances. But when someone secretly craves you, your words stay in their mind longer than they should. Because attraction strengthens memory. Her brain is paying closer attention to you, even when she's not trying to. And when she remembers something you barely recall saying yourself, it's often a sign that you occupy more space in her thoughts than she lets on. But the final sign might be the most revealing of all. Because it happens in the quiet moments, the ones most people overlook. And when you understand this last signal, you'll start seeing attraction in a completely different way. The seventh hidden sign she secretly craves you doesn't appear in loud moments. It appears in silence, in the pauses between words, in the seconds where nothing is being said, yet something powerful is being felt. Think about the last time you had a conversation with someone who was truly drawn to you. There were moments where the dialogue stopped for a brief second, but instead of feeling awkward, the silence felt strangely comfortable, almost magnetic. She holds eye contact just a little longer. Her smile lingers. Her body doesn't rush to escape the moment. That quiet space between you becomes filled with something unspoken. This is one of the most powerful signals of hidden attraction. Because when a woman secretly craves you, your presence alone begins to feel emotionally satisfying to her. She doesn't always need constant conversation. She doesn't feel the urge to immediately check her phone. She doesn't suddenly search for an excuse to leave. Instead, she stays. And that simple act of staying tells you something deeper about how she feels. Psychologically, humans naturally move away from situations that feel emotionally neutral or draining. But we move closer to experiences that create emotional warmth. So when she allows those quiet moments to exist with you, when she seems comfortable simply sharing space with you, it often means your presence creates a feeling she enjoys. And here's something fascinating about attraction that most people never realize. When a woman secretly craves you, she often becomes more emotionally aware of you than you are of her. She notices your mood shifts. She senses when you're confident. She feels when your energy changes. And sometimes, without even realizing it, she begins adjusting her own behavior based on yours. If you become playful, she becomes playful. If you become calm, she becomes calm. If you lean slightly closer, she subtly mirrors your movement. This phenomenon is called emotional mirroring, and it's one of the strongest subconscious indicators of attraction between two people. Because when someone feels deeply drawn to you, their brain begins syncing with your emotional rhythm, almost like two instruments slowly finding the same melody. But here's the deeper truth most men never hear. These signs don't guarantee that she will confess her feelings. They don't mean she will suddenly say the words, "I want you." Attraction is rarely that simple. Sometimes women hide their desire because they fear rejection. Sometimes they protect their emotions until they feel safe. And sometimes they simply enjoy the quiet tension of the moment without wanting to rush it. But when you begin recognizing these signals, something powerful changes. You stop guessing. You stop overthinking every interaction. Instead, you start noticing the silent language of attraction that most people completely miss. The glances, the closeness, the playful teasing, the small memories she holds onto, the nervous energy in her presence, and those quiet moments where neither of you speak, yet the connection feels stronger than words. These are the signals that reveal what her heart might be feeling, even when her voice stays silent. And once you learn to recognize them, you'll never look at human attraction the same way again. Because the truth is, the strongest feelings are rarely spoken. They're felt. And the people who understand that hidden language are the ones who truly understand the psychology of desire. By now, you've probably realized something powerful. Attraction is rarely loud. It doesn't always arrive with obvious flirting, bold confessions, or dramatic gestures. Most of the time, it lives in the quiet signals people give when their heart feels something their mind is still trying to understand. And when a woman secretly craves you, her emotions often reveal themselves in ways she never planned. A glance that lasts a second too long. A laugh that feels slightly more genuine when you're the one speaking. A playful tease that hides curiosity. Or the way she remembers the smallest detail about you, even when you barely remember saying it. These moments may seem small, but in psychology, small behaviors often reveal the deepest emotions. Because when someone is trying to hide their feelings, their subconscious still tells the truth. Think about it like this. Human attraction is a little like gravity. You can't see it directly. You can't hold it in your hands. But you can see its effect on everything around it. The way people move closer. The way their attention shifts. The way their energy changes when a certain person enters the room. And once you start noticing these subtle patterns, something interesting happens. You begin to understand people in a deeper way. You stop chasing obvious signs. Instead, you read the emotional atmosphere around you. You notice the woman who quietly studies you when she thinks you're distracted. The one who somehow ends up standing next to you again, even when she had plenty of other places to be. The one who challenges you playfully, because teasing creates a safe space for attraction to grow without exposing her feelings too quickly. And the one who seems comfortable in those quiet moments with you, where the silence feels warm instead of awkward. These signals don't mean you should rush things. In fact, the biggest mistake most men make is trying to force attraction once they sense it. Real chemistry doesn't grow through pressure. It grows through presence, through confidence, through the calm understanding that connection naturally expands when two people allow it to unfold. Sometimes the most attractive thing you can do is simply notice. Notice the signals. Notice the energy between you. And respond with the same calm confidence that created the attraction in the first place. Because when a woman secretly craves you, she's not just reacting to what you say. She's reacting to how you make her feel. And feelings, especially powerful ones, rarely follow logic. They follow emotion. They follow mystery. They follow the quiet tension that builds between two people when neither one fully says what they're thinking, but both of them can feel it. So the next time you're around her, pay attention to the silent language of attraction. The eyes, the smiles, the subtle closeness. Because sometimes the most honest emotions are the ones people try the hardest to hide. And if you understand that language, you'll start seeing signals that most people walk past every single day. Now tell me in the comments, which of these signs have you noticed before? And if you want to understand even deeper female psychology and the hidden signals of attraction most men never see, make sure you subscribe to Female Code Unlocked and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next video. Because the more you understand these quiet emotional codes, the more powerful your presence becomes.